Hi, I'm Kristen, and today I'm going to show you my AccuQuilt Die collection, which is why I'm sitting in this strange area of my sewing room. I'm also going to show you some other dies that work with the AccuQuilt cutters, specifically the AccuQuilt Go. So not this little mini one that's here, the slightly bigger one, but still the one with the crank. Excuse me. And I did promise you guys, and a few of you who commented on my earlier AccuQuilt review video, which I'll link to somewhere, that I would go through the dies that I have in my collection, and I just never got around to it. So sorry, better late than never. I'm doing it now. So that's why I'm kind of tucked away, kind of on the floor in the corner of my sewing room. So I'll just angle this so you can see. Hang on, move that a bit. Right. So this is where I keep them all. This is a IKEA Billy bookcase, and obviously just didn't put a shelf in here so I could store the taller ones. So I've got a few in here that I actually haven't even used yet. And it's not very tidy. So I'm gonna kind of take them out, show you, and kind of tidy it up at the same time, I guess. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm just gonna take some of these out. Well, I'll just do them as I take them out, I guess. This is the one that I probably strangely use the most often. So this is the Crazy Petals Die. I'll just show you can you see the number? I'll put them up. It might get reversed on the camera. I don't know. I'll put them in the description anyway. It's called Crazy Petals. And I have used this one for my Rainbow Raindrops applique baby quilt, which is free on my website. And I'm using this, it's either this one or this one, for my weight loss quilt for the smaller circles when I don't do a lot of exercise. The whole thing is supposed to make a flower. I've never tried that. I'm sure it does make a flower, but I've never actually done that one. What's this? That's the packaging for something. Okay. So you have to use these mats, and but you don't need a mat for every die. So you get this one, I think is a 6x6 one. Yeah. And you put it through the machine. If you're not sure how the whole system works, then go back and watch the AccuQuilt cutter review video. So I'm just going through the dies, so I'm assuming you know how they get fed through the machine and stuff. So this one is the Equilateral Triangle. So I have used this recently. I've been trying to experiment basically with my different dies, and so this was me experimenting with the equilateral triangles. Remember, I don't know if you watch a lot of my videos, you might see I bought a bunch of Tula Pink and William Morris fabric. And so I was going to do like a quilt with sections. I've not gotten too far, but I've started with the triangles, and they're not perfect. So I have filmed myself making this, and I might practice some more and see if I can do a tutorial. I think it came together pretty well, but I wouldn't say all my corners are absolutely perfect. But like, I would never even have attempted this if I had to cut all the triangles myself, like, because they wouldn't come out accurately and everything. So anyway, I had fun with that. I'll just take that down. And so that one is, yeah, Equilateral Triangle, 4.5 inch sides, 4 1/4 finished. So again, I will link to these in the description. This one is another one that I use a lot, specifically for the weight loss quilt. Not the biggest one, but these two get used. So this is the circle die, 2 inch, 3 inch, and 5 inch. And so I've been using these two plus the one from the Crazy Petals Die to do my circles for the weight loss quilt. So I really like that one. Some more packaging. I don't know why I'm keeping the packaging exactly, but anyway, this one is the orange 4.5 inch orange peel. So when I first started quilting and I did my learner's quilt, I did some orange peel blocks and I really liked it. So I know I want to do an orange peel quilt again, but I haven't used this recently. But definitely kind of on the to-do list. I mean, I'm like every every other quilter, right? My ambition is bigger than the time I have to fill it, or the experience I have. Anyway, okay, this one is the Clamshell 4.5 inch finish, sorry. And I have tried this and I've struggled a bit. So I think I need to practice a bit more. I was super excited about doing these. It does have the registration marks. You know how sometimes if you see a tutorial about doing something like this, they tell you to fold it to make the fold. So it already has those. And it did make it a bit easier, but it's just like the technique of almost with the planning of kind of which one goes where and where to start is where I'm kind of struggling. So I'm gonna try and do another one of those tuliping William Morris sections with this stuff and see how I go. But that was what I definitely wanted to do, but haven't quite got around to doing it properly yet. This one I haven't even opened. I feel like this came with something. Half square triangle, 3-inch finished square. And I think that's an example of a block you can make with it. So there's the, can you see there? It would make 3-inch finished square, but if you make lots of them, you can make different quilt blocks with it. So that one I haven't even opened. Here's another one I haven't opened. Quarter square triangle, 3-inch finished square. This must have come with something and I just didn't open it, because some of these, and I'll show you when I show you these bigger boxes down here, they're meant for like making really traditional quilt blocks. There's lots of variations you can make with them, so it just kind of depends what kind of floats your boat, which ones you're gonna gravitate towards. So I do have some that like I probably should challenge myself to try these. Anyway, this one, again, I've used loads. This is a kind of a longer format one. So those small ones, maybe even the circles. Yeah, I think all of those you could use with the Go Me, the little cutter. And probably this one too I've used with the Go Me actually. But when we get to the bigger ones, you can't use it in the small cutter. You need the Go cutter, the sort of medium-sized one. Anyway, so this one has 3 sizes of hexagons, 5-inch, 3-inch, 2-inch, and I've never used the really big one, but these two I've used. So this one for the fabric and this one for the papers, for English paper piecing, so that kind of fits when you're basting. So this one's really good, because cutting hexagons with an acrylic template, never again. That was terrible when I tried that. And this is the cutting mat for the longer ones. So this, it does get, it's okay that they start looking a bit worn. You just flip them over and turn them around and you can buy new ones if they get really bad. So I'll get to these weird ones in a second. I'm gonna do these ones first. So what have I got here? This one, okay, this one definitely came with something. This is a small value die. I think, it doesn't say on here, but I think this might be a 4.5-inch square, 4-inch square. These are another half square triangle, and then another, I think that might be 2.5 or 3-inch square. It doesn't say on here. It would say on the website, and I'll put the link. So some of these might be repeated with those other ones that I haven't opened. Maybe these half square triangles, I'm not sure. So I'm pretty sure this came with the Go Me, the little one. And it's like, so I think I have 2 of these, or maybe I gave one away. I think I gave one away. So like if you're ever gonna get a freebie, it's usually this one. Right, this one. Okay, this one is the Isoscoles Triangle. Get my geometry right here. Yeah, Isoscoles. So it's 5-inch by 6-inch. So the sides are not exactly the same. I haven't tried this yet. I think I bought it first before the equilateral one. And then when the equilateral triangle one was on sale, I bought that and used that first. So anyway, so this is still on the bucket list of things to try. But it's much bigger. So whatever, if I were to do a quilt with this, it would come together much quicker as well. Okay, I will come back. As I said, I'll come back to these. These are something different. So that's just another cutting mat. See, I use it for the circles so you can see how they get. And right, so these are the boxes that come with, so I think all of these came with my Go cutter, and things come with the cutters at different times, at different whatever, so you got to check the website. And I did buy my Go Cutter and some of the dies on eBay, like secondhand from someone. So that whatever they got in their bundle, you know, it might not have all been a bundle from AccuQuilt. They just bundled it for me kind of thing. But it does usually come with something. So these are the main things, the mix and match 8-inch blocks. So there's 4 dies in each side. Get that out. And I did show this, I think, on the AccuQuilt review video. So again, I don't use these ones as often as some people. This would be their go-tos, you know, and for me, not so much. So there's quarter square triangle. That one's 4-inch finish, so that's a different size to that other one I had, I think. And then this one is 3 4-inch finished square, half square triangles. So is that different to this? Yeah, this is smaller. So this one's a 3-inch finished square, right? And there is a 4.5-inch finished square, and this one has a 2.5-inch. So this one I think I've used. I think this one's the 2.5-inch finished squares. So if you wanted to do something with sort of small patchworky squares, that one was good. And there are, you know, all sorts of stuff on their websites, on various free kind of booklets that you get when you buy these, where you can see how you can make the traditional blocks. And if you have Electric Quilt 8 and you plan your quilts like that, there's an add-on. I don't have it, but there is an add-on for AccuQuilt, so you can have all of that in there as well if you want. And there's a DVD. Now, I said before, I've had this problem with various things, with the Farmer's Wife quilt and stuff like this. I don't have a CD drive anymore. I don't know who does, but anyway, there's a DVD, so I don't know what's on that because I've never seen it. And that's another cutting mat that comes with it. So this is the mix and match 8-inch cube. And so this one is 2.5 by 4.5-inch rectangles, and then there's a parallelogram. And there's a sheet usually that shows you things you can make with them. And 3.25-inch square on point, it says. And then 2.5-inch, no, 2-inch finished square. What is this? I think I put some of these in, I think I put some of these in the wrong place maybe. This is the square on point, sorry. 3.25-inch. And this one is the half square triangles. So I'll just put those away in the right place so I don't get myself confused. I didn't think that made sense. Right. And then there's this companion set that I also got. And so it's got the Drunkards Path, and I don't know what those ones are called. 4-inch finished Drunkards Path, so both sides of that, and then chisels are this one. And then there's a signature block. That's what they call this. Wow, get it out. And there's a suggestion for how to use it as well. I've not used these. I do have the Drunkards Path is on my sort of list of things I want to do. But I'll also show you a bigger version of that in a second. So, like, I'm not suggesting you should buy all of these dies, especially if you're not going to use them. I didn't know what I was going to use it for, exactly what I bought. I just knew I hated cutting. And I knew I wanted to try the shapes, like some more of the hexagons and the triangles and stuff like that. So, but then when it came with the rest of that, I was like, well, if I was doing a pattern that had these shapes and sizes, then this would be helpful, because I wouldn't want to cut that either. So then the next ones I have are, this one I use a lot. All right, let's get it out. It's huge. So this one you need the Go Cutter for sure, or if you have, or the even bigger, the electric one. I don't have the electric one. So this one is, let me get the size right. Oh, it doesn't say, but I think it's 2.5-inch letters. Anyway, I use this all the time. So if you're to applique names, I've put my kids' names on their backpacks. I've put names for kids on reading pillows, loads of stuff. and you can't see it, but there is a cut line for the middle of the D and the middle of the O and stuff. So it doesn't come out a solid letter. It comes out with that comes out. So I use this one a lot. So as well as some of the shapes, the circles, the hexagons, this one gets very frequently used. And let's put this over here because I'm going to put them away later. And then I've got various strip cutters. So this one is the one that gets used the most. So it's 2.5 inch strips, which is what I use for my binding. So I use that a lot. And then it comes with this long, so this one is for both. I would use the same long cutting mat for the alphabet one and the strip dies. Put that over there. Ooh. They are a little heavy. Like they're not like massively heavy, but they're not super light either, okay? This one, so again, I think I bought a bundle of strip cutter dies from someone off eBay. So this one is 6-inch strips. So this would be for a border or something. And I have used that one. And this one is 4.5 inch, 1.5 inch, and 2 inch. So I think the 1.5 and the 2 inch came in some sort of bundle, maybe the 4.5 as well. So again, the 4.5 I would, and you can subcut them. So any of those, you could subcut them into squares and diamonds. Diamonds is the word I'm going for. Anyway, so I've used the thinner one. It depends. So you could use the 2-inch one, I guess, for binding if you're doing thinner binding, or sashing. Both of those would be good. And the 4.5 inch for like a border that's obviously not as wide as the 6-inch one. So those are, I won't take them out because they pretty much look the same. So they all look like this with all the angle marks. So there are ways to subcut them in different ways. I've not done it, so I can't explain it to you, but there's AccuQuilt videos about it. For me, it's just cutting the straight strip, because when I try and fold and cut it on a cutting mat, I always end up with a sort of wave. so this works for me for cutting straight strips. Okay, now this is the other thing I wanted to tell you about. So some of these are still in their wrappings. So these are from Blue Wren Notions. Okay, so this is a company in Australia, and this is not an AccuQuilt die. It comes with this case to put it on, so I guess you can't accidentally, not that I've ever accidentally cut myself, but, and this one is the one that makes, is a 5-inch square. So it makes a 4.5 inch finish. This is a charm square, right? Charm pack size, which I wanted for my weight loss quilt. And they do sell this from AccuQuilt, but I think it was more expensive. This was cheaper, even with the shipping to the UK. So I don't know about the shipping to the States. But I found out about Blue Wren on a Facebook group. Basically, I think it might have even been the AccuQuilt Facebook group, and they were saying you can use these with the cutters, and you can. I have. I can't remember the prices, but I'll put the links. I have affiliate links for AccuQuilt, so because I'm referring you, I would get a little percentage if you bought using those links. Blue Wren, I don't have any affiliation. It's just something I found out about in the Facebook group. And I haven't opened all of these. So they also each come with a cutting mat, I think. Most of them did anyway. So this is the bit that's thicker, isn't it? This might be 2. This is 2 that I haven't opened yet, but they each come with their own cutting mat, and the cutting mats are a bit thicker as well. So that might be part of why you can't load it up with the excess fabric. But anyway, so this one I've been using a lot, because all the other squares I got and all the other AccuQuilt dies, none of them were that charm pack sized, you know? Anyway, and then I bought 2 more, which I haven't used yet. They're both kind of larger Drunkards Path things. So this one is an 8-inch finished quarter block. So together it's a 16-inch finished full block. So I thought if I start with the curves on a bigger scale, that might be easier for me, and then work down to the smaller ones. I don't know. And I just always love the way the Drunkards Path blocks look. So in terms of a traditional quilt block, this is one of the ones I really want to do, but I just haven't prioritized it. But so this is still in the wrapping. But and then this one is similar idea. It's the one with an extra curve. So they call it Charming Rings 8-inch finished. So you can kind of see an example of what it looks like there. And I'm not sure that I saw an AccuQuilt die that was quite like this. I could be wrong, and they come out with new ones all the time. But I think my total order was cheaper than it would have been if I did check back and forth the equivalent dies, if there were any, and what the price difference was between AccuQuilt and these guys. So I'm sure AccuQuilt would not recommend you using other people's dies with their machines. So it's kind of up to you if you want to try that or not. It did work for me, but as I say, don't layer up all the fabric. And it might have, I think it was a little bit harder to push it through with the crank, but everything's fine and all my other dies still work. So, so that's my collection. It's huge. and you can tell by the amount of stuff I have in the wrapping, still in the wrapping, that I've just, yeah. As I said earlier, my ambition is just a little bit bigger than the time I have in the day for quilting. So one day I will get around to all of these and I won't have to worry about cutting everything accurately any other way. So I hope you've enjoyed going through that. I will put the links to everything in the description, probably also in a blog post on my blog, and feel free to ask any questions. Let me know if you have a favorite die that I don't have. Hopefully it won't make me go and buy any more because I need to use the ones I've already got. But anyway, if you like videos like this or scrap quilts, which is what a lot of my other videos are about, then please do subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and leave me a comment and let me know what you thought. And thanks so much for spending time with me. See you again.